Hey everyone, this is Kayla with Stamping Before Anything Else. Today we are going to be making this cute fruit hand stamped card using obviously the cute fruit stamp set, which I already have my stamps set up on my blocks. And so we're going to be using specifically the watermelon, the pineapple, and the banana. And then what I also have is some basic white cardstock and Pacific Point cardstock and the subtle 3D embossing folder. Now you don't have to use this if you don't want to. It just gives that background of the card a little bit more texture instead of just being on a blank piece of paper. But if you don't have this, you can go ahead and skip that. And the cute fruit stamp set is in the beginner's brochure, and it's specifically on page 7. And so there are a lot of cute things that you can make using this stamp set and just some ink and paper. Highly recommend, if you don't have the large version of our Stampin' pads, you can go ahead and get our Stampin' Spots, which are going to give you a little bit more variety for a less cost and less space. So I highly recommend those if you're going to pair them with the stamp set. But really all you need is the stamp set, the block, the inks, and paper. So let's go ahead and get this card going. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to stamp on a scrap piece of basic white paper, and we are going to stamp in the colors Mango Melody, Melon Mambo, Garden Green, So Saffron, and Crumb Cake. And so I'm going to copy exactly the colors that I have on here, and then what I'm going to do after I have them stamped is I am going to cut them out with scissors. So being that these are photopolymer stamp sets, they don't have a cushion on the stamp like you would with a normal stamp. So what I have is our piercing mat, and I put that under my cardstock to give it more of a cushion so it is easier to get that really nice impression with your stamp. Now that we have that done, I'm going to take my scissors and cut out each of the fruit. Now that we have our fruit cut out, I went and embossed a piece of the basic white cardstock. And what we're going to do is we're going to adhere that to the front of our card base. Then we're going to adhere our fruits towards the top of our card. Then on a scrap piece of Whisper White, we are going to take Pacific Point ink, and I couldn't ask for a sweeter friend stamp, and we're going to stamp that on a scrap piece of basic white. Then we're going to cut that out. You could use your trimmer, or I'm going to just use scissors, and I'm going to cut right above the sentiment. And then I'm going to cut at an angle. Make sure I'm cutting both in the same direction. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then adhere it to a scrap piece of Pacific Point cardstock. Again, doing the same thing, cutting right along. Then we are going to adhere this to the front of the card. You can use just normal seal, or you can use dimensionals. I'm just going to use seal for this purpose. And then our final step, we are going to add rhinestones to the front. And there you go. There is the final version of our cute fruit card. I really hope you enjoyed this card. And if you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe to our channel for more projects like this. All of the measurements and more pictures for these cards will be posted on our blog, which is in the description of this video. Thanks!